Hey guys, I'm here with Colin Carlsen. He's a marketing architect and a friend of mine who really specializes in PPC. He's very fond of PPC lately.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You all guys know that I'm dealing with tons of organic marketing, with blog posts, podcasts, videos, and stuff like that. So the topic today is actually the difference between inbound versus outbound, and basically content versus PPC. So, Colin, what do you think about this?
Yeah, definitely. Well, obviously, with any marketing strategy, you have to have both. A long-term strategy organically is always important for your SEO and other means of inbound. But with PPC, I love the flexibility of being able to go out to test the marketplaces and really get validation for any content ideas that you want to throw out there within hours or even a day. On that side, you definitely get a lot much more analytics very quickly. I love working with people like you on the organic and SEO side, because once you have those ideas validated, you can go out to Google and everything and start really growing a more organic reach on that front. Sustainably, with anything within PPC, especially with Facebook right now, there's a lot of niches where you can have really quick hits and really great success, but you may not be able to have that sustainability over a 5-year period, and that's definitely where SEO and organic and SEO comes into play.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. And again, the fact that I'm investing that much heavily in content doesn't mean that we don't do PPC as well, because I think that there's a great hybrid or a great symbiosis between having content and PPC at the same time. On top of that, we work with tons of publishers who invest in content, obviously, but they also put in 6 figures, sometimes up to 7 figures a month in PPC alone, doing different types of traffic arbitrage and different ways to bring traffic in, monetize through advertisement and so on. So yeah, there's definitely a great symbiosis between both. The reason I like organic and basically content marketing myself is that I see it as a form of a legacy, more or less. It's like with PPC, like if we started new business right now, and let's say we have a budget of $50,000, $100,000, something like that. So like, let's say that I take the content route and you take the PPC route. If I do the content route, the problem is that I'm probably going to have to leave half of those money for Survivor, because I can't bring any leads anytime soon if I only do content, right? Like, it's going to be a long-term game. It's going to be something that takes quite a lot of time to actually ramp up and generate some results and generate some brand awareness and whatnot, as compared to the PPC game. On the other hand, like when we burn through all those money, I expect that this content is going to keep generating traffic and exposure and everything else for me, because it's something that's kind of an investment, as we have real estate. But yeah, that's kind of my perspective. So what would you say you would do in order to retain the success of say $50,000 investment or $100,000 if you start a new business and invest entirely in PPC?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's all about like what you're talking about. The ROI standpoint on the PPC side is definitely you can generate a quicker return and have a much better upfront engagement and sales. Like you were just saying with the SEO side and organic content marketing, you definitely have a long-term vision, a long-term play that you have to go out and that's what many affiliates do by all means. I have many friends who do a lot of content marketing, and they have a very good sustainable traffic source that is just growing and growing and growing for their affiliate type products and services that they promote. But sometimes that may not make sense to go on the PPC side, because with free traffic, you're not having to worry about any marketing budget. So it's definitely a hybrid to definitely play on that side to combine the both of them. I love going out to the marketplace and being able to validate ideas very quickly and get that initial feedback that's going to be able to create a long-term content marketing strategy game at the end of the day with companies, after we have everything validated on a very much big user front and database.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we think about both routes, let's say that we are smart enough to invest in both organic content marketing and PPC, what would be the best way to move forward, and what would be the best networks for both B2C and B2B? Like, I have a video that I've recorded and published a couple months ago for my repurposing efforts. Like, for example, I use Quora for most of my content marketing efforts. I answer, roughly speaking, probably a couple answers a day, so about 10 to 15 answers a week, and I keep aggregating those. Then I republish on LinkedIn posts, well, LinkedIn nowadays, through Medium sometimes, on my blog, aggregating some of those or summing them up into long form content, Twitter statuses, and a bunch of other things, because kind of my target audience and everything we do is B2B. And again, I was going to use probably Facebook mini posts or statuses or some other types of feeds, and also video for Facebook as well. On top of that, I'm using some of those topics for podcasting and for recording videos, almost like this one here, for LinkedIn video and for YouTube. So in terms of PPC, what would you suggest? Like, what are the best channels in terms of CPC, CPA, CPM, and like both for B2B and B2C?
Yeah, definitely. Talking on the B2B and B2C side, because we both definitely have experience in both those fields. I'm very heavily on Facebook, not only on the pay-per-click side, but even organically. If you get enough people engaged, I love Facebook groups right now. They're a great place if that's where your target user is at on Facebook, to get them in there and to get that engagement rolling in. I have many clients that one of our main focuses is to get the brand awareness, not only for their brand, but also put them into our, customized closed Facebook group. Because once you get that ball rolling, it can be very much free traffic at the end of the day once you get them in there, and Facebook is leading your way on terms of delivery onto platform, whether it's newsfeed or whatever. Even B2B side, Facebook may not always make sense. You have LinkedIn, and I am very much heavily weighed towards YouTube right now as well. It's definitely a really interesting space to watch, with how much, like I was telling you earlier, with 30% of YouTube ads going unsold. So CPC and CPMs are definitely very attractive, even on the B2B side, because everyone's searching for how to do stuff, how to create a sales funnel, or how to, you can find any keywords around any business to advertise into. And with how the way that you can go into the marketplace and the bidding system, even in YouTube, there's ways to not have to pay unless people watch a 30-second or a minute clip of your video. You may pay more for that at the end of the day, but you're getting a much high quality user and much high quality traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we wrap up, I'm going to name a couple tools for content marketers that would be super handy for you. Like, I really love using SEMrush for, competitor research, keyword research, and a bunch of other things. It's an incredible tool. You can also use some of its kind of competitors like SERPstat, Ahrefs, and others, but that's kind of my go-to number one tool. Number two is BuzzSumo, which is another great tool for finding title ideas, headline ideas, what goes viral for your competitors or for your keywords. So those are probably the two main tools that I use personally for content marketing. And Colin, what do you use for PPC? Like, what are your main two tools or services that you use for your business that are very helpful for PPC marketers?
Yeah, definitely. Especially on Facebook, there's a great tool called Facebook Niche Finder. There's a lot of places that your user could be hidden on Facebook. That definitely cuts a lot of my research out. It's a very great tool. I think it's like $100 a year. If you guys go join the Facebook ad buyers group, they definitely have a deal for anybody in that group if you just search for it in there. That's my biggest tool that I use right now, to find audiences on Facebook to advertise to that I may have not thought of otherwise. It's the same thing. You put in keywords based around your niche, and it's just going to populate with a ton of great ideas. I've had a lot of great success using that tool.
Excellent. So that's all from us, guys. That's about organic and content marketing versus PPC. My name is Mario Peshev, and here with me is
Colin Carlsen.
And it was a pleasure for us. What do you think about content marketing versus PPC? What have you used so far? Are you a fan of either of those? Have you had any bad luck using any of those? Let us know in the comments below, and we'd be happy to comment and share our thoughts about this as well. Have a good one.
Bye.